A knife fight between a Russian and Ukrainian fighter that is a scene straight out of the movie Saving Private Ryan. That's what I'm reacting to today. It is a very brutal video, and I did debate if I should actually react to it or not. But I thought about it for a while, and I did some research, and I decided that it was worth reacting to for 3 reasons. 1, it shows the brutality of war and hand-to-hand combat. 2, I wanted to respectfully walk you guys through the video and just break down what we're watching, as well as point out a few mistakes that both fighters actually made. And 3, there is some humanity at the end of this video, which I think deserves to be highlighted. There's also a drone video of this fight that's actually on YouTube, but it is a lot more graphic, and that's why I'm choosing to react to this GoPro footage instead. Let's get to it. Let me set the scene for you guys. At this point, there's only one Russian that's holed up in that building right there. And he happens to be a Yakut fighter who are indigenous to Siberia. Before this fight happened, Ukrainians had been dropping some grenades via drones on his position. Now, for whatever reason, this lone Ukrainian decides to take it upon himself to cross this danger area to neutralize the Russian or to check to see if he was still alive or not. That was a huge mistake. He may have actually had some battle buddies with him who may have actually gone down. I just don't know that part of the story. The details are kind of fuzzy. Pay attention to the window. You see the smoke and the dust coming out from the rounds. At this point, the Ukrainian fighter has been shot, I think in his right shoulder. Now imagine that you're the Ukrainian fighter. You're on that horrible train trying to get a footing. You are shot. You're carrying 60 pounds or more of equipment, your ammo, weapon, helmet, your body armor, your radio, your water. And now you're going to advance toward where you know the threat is so you can maybe throw a grenade through the window. Imagine trying to get a foothold in that horrible terrain. So let's just walk through what just happened. The Ukrainian approached the window. The Russian got another shot in or two. He then left the building, then followed along the wall and started emerging from the corner, which exposed his muzzle, and the Ukrainian was able to grab it. And that is a perfect example of how not to do CQB, or close quarter battle. When you round a corner, you come out and around. That way the enemy cannot grab your muzzle. So they're now on the ground, which is the last place that you want to be. If you are ever in a knife fight or on the ground, then some person or people have made many mistakes. Because once you're on the ground, that's when things get worse and actually get primal. And according to the Russian soldier in an interview, he did say that he was able to bring the Ukrainian soldier down after slashing him with his knife. On YouTube, you can find a lot of videos of people preaching how easy it is to do 1 or 2 quick moves to actually disarm somebody with a knife. Those moves almost never work. You have to be well trained, and you have to be in the exact right scenario to even attempt that. As you can see, none of those high-speed moves are going to work. All they can do is to try to grab the person's wrist or even the blade themselves and play defense, trying to protect their face and their neck. Or they can try to grab something on the ground like a glass shard, which actually does come into play here. At one point, there was a soldier named Haza, and I'm not sure if that was a Ukrainian buddy or a Russian buddy. Either been killed, injured, or I don't know the details. But at one point, you did see the Russian actually grab the blade in desperation, and how he ended up disarming the Ukrainian was by taking a shard of glass that he had found and stabbing the Ukrainian in the eye. I'm not sure what kind of knife that is, but the Yakut people do have a traditional knife. I think it's just called a Yakut knife, which actually has a straight spine and the cutting edge is curved, and usually the handle is made of birch bark because it's very resilient to cold. So that just might be the knife that's being used here. I don't know though.
Собака прошла. Подожди, дай я себе спокойно буду. Ты уже мне все скрыл. Дай я помаленьку видиду. Это больно. И мир так не прекрасно.
So obviously he is suffering and he is in a lot of pain. He has his bullet wounds, slashes all over his face and his body, stab wounds. He has the eye injury, and he is in bad shape. If you see the drone footage, you will see that both fighters, especially the Ukrainian one, is just covered in blood. It is a really sad sight. And that buzzing sound that you can hear right now is actually the drone that is filming this.
Не трожте мене, кажу, дай помру. Уйди, пожалуйста. Я хочу померти сам. Спасибо тобі. Ти був чим битися у мірі.
So even at the end, he is calling him a brother and admitting that he is the best fighter in the world, and he's just asking him to leave him alone so he can die in peace. You heard him say goodbye to the sky and to his mother. And this is when the Russian fighter does decide to step away. From the footage that we just saw, specifically that last minute, makes the video worth the watch, because we saw where humanity and honor actually stepped in. The Ukrainian soldier was done. He had no hope, and he accepted the fact that the Russian was a better fighter and that he was done and that he was going to die. The Russian soldier stopped his attack and let the Ukrainian actually say his goodbyes to the sky and to his mother, and to try to find a little bit of peace before he died. With that being said, there is more to the story. The GoPro video cuts off at that point that we saw, but if you watch the drone footage, you will see what happened next. The Russian actually takes his grenade and puts it on his chest, and sets it off, and then he comes back and shoots the Ukrainian soldier 2 or 3 times to make sure that he is dead. In an interview, the Russian soldier said that he saw the Ukrainian was suffering, and that's why he wanted to actually put him out of his misery. As you can imagine, people are going head to head in the comment section of this video, with people saying the Russian was being cruel and sadistic, while other people are saying no, the Russian was trying to be honorable and do the right thing. Given the humanity we saw in the last minute of that footage, I am more apt to believe that the Russian was trying to actually put an end to the Ukrainian suffering. That does not necessarily mean that I'm right, but that's just how I feel. It's a gut feeling. If you do want to drop your thoughts in the comments and give this video a like, I would appreciate it. If you do want to watch some more Ukrainian war footage, here you go. Thanks for watching.